Gloomy, abandoned shopping centers, eerie playgrounds at night, seemingly endless landscapes, and a haunting silence. How do these pictures make you feel? Do you feel lonely, scared, or do these places seem oddly familiar, like you've been there before? Liminal spaces, also called threshold spaces, are places where things seem a bit strange and dreamy. They're often empty and create a unique atmosphere. What is the exact reason behind this? Why do these pictures make us feel both uncomfortable and oddly familiar? We're exploring the psychological backgrounds, technical aspects, and delving into the deeper realms between reality and the dream world. The term liminality was first coined in 1909 by the ethnologists Victor Turner and Arnold van Gennep, and describes a transitional state in which individuals or groups are detached from their existing social order but have not yet arrived in their new order. The concept of liminal spaces is typically centered around physical locations or images, thereof that are shared on the internet, giving rise to unique ambience. These places are often abandoned, evoking a sense of being frozen in time, while simultaneously being unsettling and familiar. On the internet, there are countless photos and videos of these images, but the term first gained widespread recognition through a YouTube video by the English language channel David Crypt. On April 9, 2020, he uploaded a video titled "Pictures that feel strangely familiar but are uncomfortable." In this video, you can see nothing more than images of empty rooms, seemingly endless hallways, or oversaturated pictures of landscapes and houses. The subreddit Liminal Spaces has over 600,000 members, with images from it frequently trending on Pinterest. Instagram accounts dedicated to this niche, on the other hand, often have over 100,000 followers. What's behind this hype, and why do these images enjoy such success? We pose these very questions to Gage, the admin of one of the largest liminal space communities on Instagram.
The niche really took off, so it's everywhere. I mean, you can get things on Pinterest, there's Pinterest boards, whole Instagram group chats of all of these people that are big fans. I mean, it's really everywhere. I feel like nostalgia plays a pretty heavy role in it with that, definitely. The definition is kind of a little bit loose because it's really subjective to whatever you think it is. It can be something that's familiar to you, it can be something that's just eerie. It's just a place that has ties to you.
In fact, there is an entire genre on the internet dedicated to these images. Examples of this genre include dreamscape, dreamcore, or weirdcore. Liminal spaces create a unique atmosphere that can evoke both fascination and unease. This atmosphere arises from the absence of people and the usual social context. The images and locations perceived as liminal spaces generate a sort of failure of presence by presenting situations in a different context that one might expect. Interest in this topic on the internet has grown during the COVID-19 pandemic, as many photos of deserted streets and public spaces align with the concept of these transitional zones. In simple terms, it's just a matter of outsmarting the brain, which has different expectations than the image suggests. Here's a brief example. When you think of a playground, the first thing that comes up to your mind is children playing, slides, climbing walls, and generally good weather. These are the expectations our brains have. However, when we see an image that doesn't meet these expectations, it can be unsettling for the brain. This situation is perceived as a contradiction, and as a result, we experience an unintended feeling of discomfort, unease, or even fear. Meet Josh. He has created a video about liminal photography. Be sure to check it out. You can find a link to his channel in the description.
I think it's because the familiar feeling comes from personal experiences, like you could see an old playground, like some party room, because most people, I feel like when they're growing up as a child, they experience these things, and then when they're captured in this unpleasant look, then it gives off that liminal feel, I guess.
One of the most memorable pictures that I seen was of those old McDonald's things, like the old McDonald's, they have old GameCube things in there and stuff like that.
But I think it's mostly stems from growing up and then revisiting stuff that you used to do. I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of it's just nostalgia, I think.
It ties really heavy into memories as long as with the nostalgia.
A fascinating characteristics of liminal spaces are that they often possess a dual identity. While in their abandoned or peculiar form, they create a unique atmosphere. During the day or in regular operation, they transform into entirely ordinary places. Let's take this library as as an example. During the daytime, when it's filled with people quietly reading and learning, it appears as a place of knowledge and education. The bookshelves, the silent readers, and the subdued sounds convey a sense of peace and intellectuality. However, during the evening or nighttime hours when the library is deserted, it can suddenly transform into a liminal space. The same shelves and reading tables that previously represented knowledge and education may now emit an eerie aura. It's as if time has stood still. This interplay between ordinary places and liminal spaces underscores the profound influence of our surroundings on our perception. It illustrates the close connection between our concepts of reality and surrealism, comfort and unease, everyday life and the mystical. It is this captivating psychological dimension that makes them a recurring theme in discussions about human perception and the significance of places. There are various technical aspects that all liminal spaces collectively exhibit. So what is the secret behind them, and why do these images make us feel the way we perceive them?
I think like the main component is like the nostalgia feel that most pictures give. It's like the spot is vacant and like no one has been there in a while. So I think that's the main component, but also to build on top of that, you should probably use like a pretty shitty quality camera to like give it that more of effect. You should also use like the flash that the camera has.
Liminal spaces often represent human-made locations and maintaining a distinctive aesthetic. The sharing of images showcasing these places on the internet is a fundamental aspect of this phenomenon.
It's not just like tied to photos, there's also like liminal games and stuff like the backrooms and whatever. So there's like memes and stuff.
They have also found their place in the world of cinema. Examples such as Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, where the Overlook Hotel with its eerie hallways and passages embodies a physical liminal space, or David Lynch's Twin Peaks, where the enigmatic Red Room underscores the captivating portrayal of liminal spaces. Movies like Donnie Darko explore emotional liminal spaces that capture the transitional feelings from youth to adulthood and the confusion that comes with it. Temporal liminal spaces created through time jumps or time dilations can be found in works like Christopher Nolan's Interstellar, where the protagonists are trapped in a back room of the universe where time is distorted. The world of cinema vividly illustrates how versatile and captivating these places can be. They serve not only as backdrops, but also as metaphors for transitions and changes in life that guide us back and forth between the familiar and the unknown. The spread and discussion of liminal spaces have primarily evolved on the internet, with platforms like Reddit, Twitter and TikTok being used to share liminal space images and content. In a sense, they represent a captivating cultural phenomenon influenced by the internet and the dissemination of images and discussions about peculiar and abandoned locations. They generate a unique ambience capable of eliciting both fascination and unease, serving as an intrusion intersection between sociology, cultural theory and internet memes.
You remember when we were out last week? I met this girl.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, she blocked me on Tinder. What?
7 days since she left, I'm still amazed. The way she dressed, I mean, woof. The way she smelled made my every cell scream rum bum bum.